The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 534 of Daily Deck Review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Fulton's Thunderbird Room playing cards from Art of Play. So, without further ado, take a look and see what we get. So we can see that it is in a matte black finish tuck box here, and the design of the cards are inspired by the beautiful Arizona sunsets and a retro color palette of the 60s. So you can see that you got that retro kind of Arizona style kind of bird there in the middle there. It says Fulton's Thunderbird Rooms, that kind of like silver like foiling there. And it's slightly embossed. You can feel the texture of the letters there. Then you got that kind of pinkish border. And you got like that blue and pink kind of colorway. One side here, you just got that address there. And then on the other side, it says Fulton's Thunderbird Room. On the bottom, it says Made in the USA. And these are from 2021. Brad Samuel Fulton, designed by Jeff Trish, distributed by Art of Play. And then you got a sneak peek of the back design here. For the seal, you got a gold rectangle seal there. And it says Fulton's there in the middle. There on the top, it just says Fulton's Thunderbird Room with some blue stars. Now we press down that seal. Grab our handy dandy card opener. Crack that seal. On the tuck flap here, it says square feet. No, it says square feet 7 and then 7 of luck. Something. There, and then you got some scorpions there with like the sunset there. And then on the tuck flaps here, you're gonna got the cactuses and some sun there. Take the cards out of the box. On the inside tuck box is fully custom there, so you got some moons, yellow and red. You got some yellow suns and moons. You got the pink kind of like scorpions, and then you got the blue cactuses on a matte black finish there. That goes throughout the interior of the tuck box. A pretty interesting and nice interior there. Love those fully custom interiors there. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to look at the cards. And as always, we'll start with that back sign. So here we have a mirrored back sign with the standard white border going around. And it has that black background there with the yellow, pink, and blue on top there. And it's that Arizona kind of retro kind of style there. There on top, you got the bird there in the mirror design. Then you got that pink and yellow border going around. Then you got the standard white border, and it is mirrored. Oops. And it is mirrored, so if you flip it over, same design in both directions. But now for the cards you get with the deck, here we start with the first Joker. It says Joke Joker there. Then you got a little sun there, and then you got the scorpion there. There. And then you got a second identical Joker, so two exact identical Jokers. And then for that custom Ace of Spades, you got that big spade there in the middle there. With the cactus there, you got like the sunrise there in the back. And it says Fulton's Thunder Room, made in the USA. And then the rest of the spades here look pretty standard, so nothing too crazy going on with the rest of the cards. But then you get to the core cards here, which are custom. Standard design, just custom colorways. So we got those like bright blues, yellows, and pinks in there. Like a more pastel kind of style. And then you got the diamonds, which are standard diamond design, just in that pink, kind of more of a lighter pink colorway. And then we get to the core cards for the diamond, same custom colorway. And that same exact custom colorway for the clubs as well. And then you got the standard clubs. And then lastly the hearts. Once again, you got that custom colorway there. It was that kind of blue, yellow, and pink there. And then the hearts are that light pink colorway, just like the diamonds. And then the last two cards in the deck. Here you got two Fulton Thunderbirds, like little ad cards, kind of. Or they could also kind of be used as a Joker, but one of them has a, like the interior, has a custom back. What's the interior of the tuck box? So the interior of the tuck box is that pattern. So the back design is that, here on that. And then the other one just has that classic back design. But I really think that would be an actual sick like design if they actually made that into a back design. Like that borderless design would be insane. Now I actually want that as a deck of cards. So if they haven't made it, I don't think they have, but that would be a sick back design. So I want to see that someday, somehow. They need to make that. But anyways, for the handling, they're that thin stock. Yeah, they're the preferred thin stock, so they will handle fantastic. And straight out of the box, they feel insane. They got a nice smooth feel to it. Super smooth springs. They definitely have that thin stock, so they feel broken in straight out of the box. No need to like break them in. And they're not super thin either. They're not like, ultra crush or anything like that. But they spring super smooth. They fan fantastic. A nice soft smoothness to them. There. So these look incredible and they handle fantastic. So there'll be no issues there. I would recommend, this is an actual like pickup, like I would recommend this. So these are actually like pretty nice looking cards. And Fulton and Art of Play always makes fantastic decks of cards. And for that giant fan, they always got a nice, great giant fan. So overall, they handle fantastic. Definitely no issues there. These actually like super fantastic. And they look fantastic with that kind of 60s kind of color palette there, with that Arizona kind of styling to the cards there. And then you got the slightly custom faces, like the spades and the clubs are pretty much standard. But then you got the custom pink colorway for the hearts and the diamond. And then for the court cards here, you got that custom colorway with like the yellows, the bright yellows, pinks, and blues there. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. And this has been day 534 of a daily deck review. And this has been the Fulton's Thunderbird Room playing cards from Fulton's and I guess Art of Play. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.